I don't think it's a secret that I'm not really that much into ryes. I do like some ryes, and I'm very, very selective. But I wanted to make this video for you that are like myself and don't know about ryes too much, and you're getting a little weary on it. Here's a few tips that you can get yourself into liking some ryes. I'm excited, sort of. Let's get into it. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Carlos. Thank you for joining me. Boom, boom, bow, here on the Whiskey Corner. Truly appreciate you guys stopping by, checking out the video, and checking out the channel. Oh yeah, Whiskey Corner, the channel. Truly am appreciative of you guys. You know, we got some good things coming up, guys. 2025 is going to be a good year, and I have you guys to thank for it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Real quick, let me tell you that we have a live stream coming up this Thursday, February 6th at 9 p.m. Eastern. We have the incredible Jasmine Weaver on the show. She's from Bardstown. She's going to go over some stuff. We're going to drink some good stuff, and I hope to see you guys there. So what are we doing today? Well, I wanted to make this video because I've been on the fence about making this video, and I've had this idea for a while, but I cannot be the only one that doesn't like ryes.
On your own.
I just can't be, right? And I use that term very loosely. It's not that I don't like rye, right? It's that rye is not my preferred whiskey, and that's fine. We all have different preferences. So the way I say it is that I'm very selective with my ryes. I don't like just any ryes. I don't like that rye spice. I don't like the graininess. I don't like the mintiness. I don't like the earthiness. Those are the different notes that I don't like. But if you are either a new whiskey enthusiast, or you've been in it for a while and you know you wanna kind of dabble a little bit into ryes, or maybe dip your toe a little bit in there, I have some suggestions for you. So the first thing I gotta tell you is try, right? Experiment. There's gonna be some things out there that you're gonna hate. There's gonna be some things that you're gonna like, but you'll never know unless you actually taste them, right? And I get it. It's easier said than done. I go to a lot of bottle shares. Sorry. I go to a lot of bottle shares and I can taste different things. I'll tell you if I like it, if I don't. But try to go to a buddy's house. Try to go to a bottle share. Try to go to tasting events. This is how you can see what your palate actually is, right? So that is the very first thing. Experiment. Try different things. Don't be afraid. Don't just close your mind off and say, I don't like ryes, and not try anything. People make fun of me because I say I'm not a rye guy, and I still stand by that. But I will try things, and if I like it, then I like it, and that's great. If I don't, I will tell you I don't like it, you know? So that's the very first tip. Second tip is, if you want to dip yourself into that rye pool, well, start off with high rye bourbons. Now, these are those bourbons that have a high content of rye, right? You will have Old Grandad 114 at 27 proof. There's a Blue Run. Oh, the Blue Run High Rye, I think it's 36 proof. I was wrong on my last video where I actually reviewed Whiskey True, because what I saw online when I looked up everything, it only said 21%. And this is supposed to be a 36% from what Keith P, and thank you Keith P for talking to 7-3 Distilling. So I got some things wrong, because it was also from Kentucky. I think it was Bardstown, if I'm not mistaken, and the label says Indiana. So the label's wrong, But also, the mash bill was wrong that I looked up, so I messed up, right? But that is a 36% rye bourbon, right? That gets you as high as possible to that, well, not as possible, but as high as I've really seen the high rye bourbons get to without you totally dabbling in the rye world, right? And then 3, if you're gonna go and dip your toe into the pool, then start off with a low rye bourbon. So this is not a low rye bourbon, but I have a little inaugural cheers, even though we started this video already. Cheers. That is such a freaking good whiskey. I love it. That is a rye. I really like that. I know the non-rye guy likes it. Well, before we get into it, guys, if you can do me a favor, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. You guys will be awesome and you'll be helping me out tremendously. We're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers, hopefully before my birthday. My birthday's February 19th. And hopefully we get there. So if you're not yet subscribed and you like this content, I will truly appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. All right, so low rye whiskeys, right, is what you need to try. Low rye whiskeys. And one that comes to mind specifically, and it's getting very easy to, actually now it's on the shelf here in Florida. I don't know how it is in your area, but Sazerac Rye, the baby Saz. This, guys, is a great entry level rye whiskey. It really is. It is actually the first rye whiskey that I liked after trying a crap load of them that I hated, right? And the reason that I attribute that to is because it has a low rye content. It still has to have the majority of the whiskey being rye, right? But it's low rye. It still has that corn is basically what it is. It's broken up. It's not 95% rye. Like there are some ryes out there, right? Those are truly not the ryes if you're just trying to dip your toe. But this would be a pretty good one. So I definitely recommend this. Now, 4th, I think we're on number 4 or 5. The next one, whatever, is get into a bourye, right? Try to find different bourries. In one of my last videos, I mentioned Redwood Empire Lost Monarch. That is a great bourye for $35, at least in my area, but I've seen them in other areas for $40. Another bourye that you can try, although it is difficult as hell to find it, at least here, is the High West bourye. I really do like this. What the hell? That has a little bit of sediment at the bottom. That's interesting. But I really do like this. I think this is an amazing one, but it's hard to find and it costs $80. So those bourries that are like Redwood Empires, like Lost Monarch at $35, get into those first. Try them out. That gives you the blend of the bourbon and the rye whiskey, and then you can start easing your way into that, right? Maybe you should try that before going straight into a low rye whiskey. There's the next point, try different distilleries. But listen to people, right? Watch reviews. Now, I could tell you one thing, that I would have never found this distillery out, Hard Truth, and tell you that I really like everything that Hard Truth is doing. It's also like Sagamore. I love Sagamore and Hard Truth. Mostly everything that they've put out, I've loved, at least that I've tasted. And that's what I'm drinking here, guys. Cheers. Now, Hard Truth has a lot of good stuff. This is their caramel malt, which is gonna bring me into my next point. But I would have never tried this unless I would have seen some reviews and people talking about Hard Truth. Same thing with Sagamore. Once people started talking about that double oaked and I tasted it, I was like, okay, I'm hooked on Sagamore. These are the things that you need to do. Do you want to dip your toe in the rye realm? Then you have to do that, right? You gotta get out of your comfort zone. Try a little bit. And sometimes just take a chance. And sometimes it definitely works out. But then it brings me to my next point. Try different ryes that are flavored. So this is a caramel malt, so it has a different type of malt in its mash bill, different than the regular Hard Truth sweet mash rye. By the way, the reason I think I like Hard Truth so much is because it has a sweet mash rye, but that's a video for another day. But this one in particular is a caramel malt, right? I have a Blue Note honey rye whiskey, and this is obviously a rye whiskey finished in honey barrels, right? So I think Short Barrel has one that's called After Swarm. There's one with who else? I think somebody else has a honey one, but it doesn't have to be honey. For example, Rye 3, and I have Rye 3 right here. This is toasted. This is it's not as finished as the honey, but this is another finish, right? Toasted. They also have a Naranja cask, which is a more orangey finish rye whiskey. But what it goes to show you is that you're gonna find different tastes that you might like, right? But again, going back to the experimenting, if you don't try it, you don't know if you like it or not, right? Lastly, and the last point that I'm gonna bring home, and the last thing that I'm gonna leave you with is trust your friends, right? Trust your friends' palates. You do not know how many people have told me, oh, do I have the rye for you? And I ended up hating it. But on an equal plane, you don't know how many people have told me, do I have the rye for you? And I'm like, you know what? This is pretty good. And I think a good representation of that is, I gotta shout them out, Matt at Whiskey Wisdom and Sean at Echoes of Eternity Bourbon. They put out this Short Barrel 135 proof rye whiskey. Now, normally I would not go for this. I would not, I just wouldn't, right? And I believe this is 95.5 Indiana, so a 95.5 MGP juice. But I was talking to Matt, I was talking to Sean, they told me about it, they picked this, it came out. They were telling me, dude, you're gonna like it, just try it. Cool. I bought a bottle, and guys, I do not regret it. I think this is an amazing rye whiskey, and it just is good. I mean, there's nothing else to say there. So, I trusted them, bought the bottle. I could have gotten a sample, I guess, but I bought the bottle. And actually, Matt, I won a bottle on Matt's stream one time as well, which I gave away to a friend. But I trusted their palate and I trusted what they were telling me. So I pulled the trigger and I bought one. And guys, I didn't look back. Going back to what I said, 95.5 MGP rye probably is not a good thing when you're first starting out into rye, but in this case, definitely helped out. Well, let me know. Are you into your rye journey? Did you start off on rye? Do you not like rye? Let me know a little bit about your whiskey journey. And if you're just dabbling into rye, don't know where to go, do these tips help you out? Love talking back and forth with you guys. Please do me the favor and help me out with like or dislike. Please subscribe. Like I said earlier, 4,000 subscribers is the number that I want to get to as soon as possible, and you guys can help me out with that. Please check out the Patreon in the description. That I would really help out. And lastly, guys, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this Hard Truth caramel malt, but I want you to enjoy that rye whiskey. Cheers.